Hello, welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be about the lovely little demo that I was able to get a hold of, and that is StarVaders. So thanks to the lovely people over at Minimap, I was able to get a demo for StarVaders, and I played it a bit ago, now about a month, but I'm finally getting around to actually releasing the video for it. So, what is StarVaders? So Deck Builders is a combination of a deck builder and a tile-based game. It is a very interesting combination that I feel like we're trying to see more of, basically people trying to take the concept of a deck builder and merge it with other genres. And I feel like this game does a great job at combining the deck and the tile genres together, and it makes an entirely new type of gameplay. So essentially, you are trying to save the world from invading aliens. And to do that, you get to partner with a number of pilots. You get to pick one and start your run. Did I also mention this is a roguelike? So pick one of your pilots. Each of them is going to be controlling a mech, and the mech has different fighting styles. So you get to mess around and figure out which one you like better. So you can pick between maybe one that is more distant from the invaders as they come through, and you get to shoot projectiles at them. Or maybe you like more of a samurai style to where you go at them close range, right next to them, and you slice through them with a big sword. The joy of this is you get to go through and you're not locked in with one pilot the entire time. Because it's a roguelike, if you die, you restart your run and you can pick a new one. You can figure it out. You don't have to go, I don't know which one, I'm gonna pick this one, and if I don't like it, don't worry, you're not stuck with it. So the card aspect. So cards control everything in this game. You start out with a very simple deck, and when I mean everything relies on the cards you draw from your deck. Can you move? Do you have a card for moving? Can you attack? What kind of attack cards do you have? Do you have any kind of buffs or projectiles to throw out? You need cards for that. And of course, you can't just have like 5 cards in your hand and use all 5 of them. No, you have to have some kind of system. Most card-based games have a mana system to where you have a certain amount of mana and you use cards, and when you deplete your mana, you're done. This game has a similar system. It has what's called heat. Now, each card uses a bit of heat, and you can see in the upper part of your screen, there is something tracking your heat. Now, if it goes too far, if you filled up your heat meter, you don't necessarily have to end your turn. You can use one more card, but if you do that, you run the risk of burning one of your cards. Now, what does that mean? A burnt card simply can't be used. Now, what's the big deal? What if you burn a card? Well, it gets put back into your deck, and later on, that burnt card could come up into your hand. That's just one space in your hand that is void. You can't use the card. So it can come back to bite you if you end up burning a bunch of cards early on, and you just have a handful of cards you can't really use. Okay, so how do you win the rounds? Now, there's going to be a set number of enemy invaders coming in from their side of the tiles. It's probably time where we start bringing in where the tiles come from. So you have a set amount of space on this field. Half of it, the bottom half, is your land. It is your amount of space to protect from the invaders. They have all of the top half. Now, you have to defeat them before they make it to your side of the tiles. Now, you might be wondering, well, how do they win? Do they have to touch maybe the far side of the tiles? Do they have to get all the way across? No. It's actually much easier for them to win than that. They just have to make it and live an entire round on your side of the tiles. Now, when they're sitting there, you can destroy them during that turn. But if you don't, they start collecting 1 count of doom per invader. Now, when you reach 5 doom, that's when your run ends. Now, the good thing is, when they come through, they evaporate from the planes once they've counted for 1 stack of doom. So luckily you don't have to deal with one invader coming down and counting up 4 stacks of doom on you. So that is one bright side. But this is when you need to start using your cards to your advantage. You need to make sure that whatever type of mech you're using, you can properly defend your side. Now, as you're progressing through these roguelike missions, you get to choose what kind of stage you're going to enter, like most. You can either go in and do a fighting stage where you go against these invaders, or you can do something to where you unlock cards. Now, there are a bunch of cards for you to collect, and you can mess around with your deck and try and enhance it and make it better for your specific playstyle. So because of this, and also the combination of a bunch of different cards and different captains that you can have, there is basically unlimited replayability for this game, and that is amazing for anyone who loves to stick with a game and play it for like 100 hours. If you like roguelikes, this might be a game that you really need to check out. And of course, you can't have a roguelike without some boss stages. So when you get far enough into a run, you will come across a boss stage. And what's a boss stage without some little minions? Defeat a bunch of the little minions, and then you have to go through the boss. And the boss, depending on what it is going to have its own unique, annoying aspect that you're going to have to beat, figure out, destroy in order to win before he starts accumulating a bunch of doom on you. Now, I took on a bunch of bosses, but was really only able to defeat like 2 rounds of them because I just didn't have the best strategy going into this, as I probably should have. Now, I really liked the first pilot that you get unlocked, and that is the one with range for their mech. I really like the range. I don't know why, I just couldn't really mesh with the melee type mech. I couldn't get close enough to like do any like good damage. The way that the enemies were spread out, I was getting them moving around me. I just was collecting doom so much faster in the samurai rounds than I was with the distance, the the ranged one. So it very much is, you have to find your own style for playing this, and after you figure out which pilot you're meshing with best, that is when you should go and start trying to find the cards that you think will work with your strategy, what will blend best with your play style. It very much is a game that is something that you create the play style yourself. You can mesh it to whatever you need it to be. Now, I was only able to get a hold of the demo, and I have no idea what else they have in store for the full game, but even just playing through the demo a bunch of times, I thought that this game has so much potential. This game looks like it can be so much fun. Hours and hours of just one more run. It seems like one of those games. And there's already so much more just that it was showing in the menus that I couldn't access because I was locked in the demo. But it does seem like one of those games that could be as addictive as, say, like Hades, which is a roguelike game that I was basically addicted to for like a week straight when I first started playing it. But as someone who is trying to get more into deck builder games or games with a deck building aspect in them, I think that this game is great. I very much enjoyed it. I know another person from the Minimap team that got a hold of the demo and he loved it so much. So I think that this game has a lot of potential, and if you like the sounds of it, you definitely should go wishlist it. I know it's on Steam. I am unsure if it is on other platforms. That just does seem like it would be a good game for, say, like the Nintendo Switch or something. But yes, I highly recommend it. And none of this even talked about the amazing color palette and art style that this game uses, that it's just so fun to just simply look at. The art style, it's very, I don't want to say cartoonish, but it reminds me of cartoons in the way that it is just very, I don't know, it's just very fun to look at. The color palettes are very bright and poppy, and it just, everything blends together very well. It's very polished, very clean looking, and I just am very excited for the full thing to come out. And I think that if people know about this game, they will play it and they will love it. I could see this game being a very, very popular game in the indie scene. And I really hope that people at least wishlist it, because the more people wishlist it, the more people see it, and then maybe more people will buy it. So I think that's all I have, because I did just get a hold of the demo, so I can't even talk about how great I'm sure that the main game is. But yeah, if you have gotten a hold of the demo, if you've played it at all, let me know. What is your favorite pilot on there? And how do you play the game? And if you are interested in and you go ahead and wishlist this game, let me know down in the comments, because I would love to see if I have swayed you one way or the other. And I said I was going to start doing a question of the week. And so this week's question will be, what is your favorite deck builder or game with a deck builder aspect in it? I'm trying to get more into those, so I need some recommendations. But yes, I think that is all for me for today. So thank you everyone who watched. I hope that you got something out of this video. And if you think I did a very good job, give me a thumbs up, because it will keep my videos popping up on your homepage. And if you want to go the extra mile, give me a subscribe so you don't lose me in the sea of YouTube content. I hope to see you all in a future video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye guys.